Right. Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the different types of chisels used in carpentry. So here we can see the diagram of a chisel. Okay. Right. So actually, what is a chisel? What is the purpose of chisel? So where we are using these chisels? So we discussed in this class. Okay. Right. So chisels are used for cutting excess wood so as to produce desired shapes, joints, and cavities. So these chisels are used for cutting excess wood, okay, so as to prepare a desired shapes or products by joining the wood articles. So these are the parts of chisel. We can see here. So handle. So this will be the handle, blade. This part is called blade. So brass ferrule. This part is called brass ferrule. You can see here in this diagram. Ferrule. This is called brass ferrule, and this part is called tang. You can see here. This from here to here. This part is called tang. So next, this part is called. This is called shoulder. Okay, this part is called shoulder, and the next is neck. We can see here. This part is called neck of the chisel, and so these are the cutting edges. You can see here cutting edge. Here we can see edge. So with the help of this cutting edge, we can remove the excess material from the woodwork piece. Okay, these are next one is specifications of chisel. So size of a chisel is specified by width and length of the blade. So based on the length of the blade and also the width of the blade, so we are specifying the size of a chisel. So blade length of chisel is about 125 mm. The length of the blade is about 125 mm, and the width of the blade is about 3 mm to 50 mm. So these are the different types of chisels used in carpentry. So first one is firmer chisel, second beveled edge firmer chisel, that is dovetail chisel, mortise chisel, socket chisel, and gouges. Okay, so under from that, so we can discuss about the first one, that is firmer chisel. So we can see the diagram of firmer chisel here. So firmer chisel is capable of doing heavy works. So whenever you are performing, whenever you are doing a job on the workpiece, okay, so we can use some chisels, different types of chisels. So if you are doing heavy work, so you are preferring for the chisel, firmer chisel to remove the excess material from the workpiece. And these chisels are used for joints and shaping the wood. Okay, so firmer chisels are used for joints and shaping the wood. So firmer chisel blade, this will be the blade. Okay, so blade is of rectangular section. You can see here. So this will be the blade. So it is in rectangular section with beveled edge. You can see here. This will be the beveled edge. Okay, the edge of this cutting edge is like beveled shape, and this length of the blade is about 125 mm, and width is about 3 to 50 mm range. Next, second one is bevel edged firmer chisel. You can see here. This will be the bevel shape. Okay, so bevel edged firmer chisel. So it is also similar to the previous one, that is firmer chisel. Okay, it looks like a firmer chisel only. Okay, the sides are beveled. So in previous one there is no beveled sides. So sides are not beveled. But here in beveled edge firmer chisel, the sides of the for this firmer chisel is have beveled edge. Next, it is used to cut sharp corners. Whenever we want to produce sharp corners on the workpiece, so we can prefer this type of chisels. Next, this beveled edge firmer chisel is used for cutting sockets and dovetails. Okay, too, if you want to prepare a sockets and dovetail joints, so we can use this type of firmer chisel. That is beveled edge firmer chisel. Okay, the length of the blade is about 125 mm. Okay, this will be the length of the blade is about 125 mm as that of the previous one, that is firmer chisel. Next width is also same, 3 to 50 mm width. Next third one is mortise chisel. You can see the diagram of a mortise chisel here. Okay. Next, so robust and can take heavy blows and deep cuts. Okay, we can see here this mortar chisel is used for robust and can take heavy blows on deep cuts. If we want to produce a deep cuts on within the workpiece, okay. So with the help of this mortar chisel, okay, we can remove the excess material from the workpiece by giving a heavy blow on the handle of the mortar chisel. Next, thick stalk and narrow cutting edge. So it has thick stalk. So this will be the stalk. It has thick stalk and a narrow edge. And this mortise is used for cutting mortises. Okay. Next, the width of the mortise is the width of mortise is the width of the blade. That is, the width of the mortise is the width of the blade only. Okay. Next, width of the blade is about 6 to 13 mm. 6 to 13 mm. And the next one is socket chisel. Okay, next one is socket chisel. You can see the diagram of a socket chisel here. So it consists of different parts. Blade, so there will be a socket and also a handle. Okay, so we can see it looks differently as compared to the previous chisels. As compared to the previous chisels, so it is somewhat looking different. Yeah. So socket chisels are provided with socket instead of tang. So in previous case that is firmer chisels. Okay. So there will be a tang. So instead of that tang, so the socket in this socket chisel, we are providing with a socket. So instead of a tang, and the socket chisel is used to remove heavy stock. So whenever you want to remove the heavy stock from the workpiece, okay, with the help of the socket chisel, we can remove the heavy stock. Next, so wooden handle is inserted into socket. This will be the wooden handle which is inserted into the socket. Okay, so to prevent splitting due to heavy blows. So why we are inserting this wooden handle into the socket means to prevent the splitting. Okay, so to prevent from the splitting due to the heavy blows. Okay. Next, so this blade is like firmer or mortise chisel. So the blade of this socket chisel looks like a firmer chisel or a mortise chisel. Yeah, we can see the inside gauges and outside gauge. So next one is gauges. So these are hollow curved blades. So there will be a hollow curved here. This will be the hollow curved. Here also there will be a hollow curved. Okay. Okay. So these are the hollow curved blades, and these type of gauges are used for finishing curved surfaces. If you want to finish the curved surface on the workpiece, okay, so we can use this type of gauges, that is inside gauge and outside gauge. So they are also known as round chisels. So these are the types of gauges. So outside gauge and okay, next one is inside gauge. So outside gauge. So gauge beveled on the side. You can see here. Okay, outside you can see the gauge beveled on the side, that is firmer gauge. Okay, next one is inside gauge. So gauge beveled in the inside. Okay, we can see here. This will be the inside gauge and this will be the outside. Okay, and this gripping gauge. Next one is planes. So planes are also known as pairing tools. Okay. So actually, what is the purpose of these planes? So why we are using these planes is mainly it is used for shaving or smoothing the work surface to obtain the desired shape and sizes. So planes are of different types. Okay. So this is a diagram of a simple plane. So with the help of this plane, okay, so we can shave the workpiece, wooden workpiece, or smoothing the wooden surface to get a desired shape and the size of the workpiece. So operation is called planing operation. So with the help of planes, we can perform the planing operation. So we can see the diagram of a plane here. So which is having different parts. So there is a part called soul. Soul is also called as body. Soul or body, handle, blade, wedge, back iron, and knob. Okay, you can see. Yeah, body or stock or soul. So this bottom surface. Okay, body or stock, soul or bottom, blade or iron cutter. So this is a iron cutter blade. Next this will be the handle, and this front portion there will be a knob. Okay, so this part is called wedge, and the next one is back iron. Okay, these are the parts of chisels. So body is made of either wood or metal. So body of the plane is either made with wood or metal. Okay, next sole. So it is the bottom face of the stock. Okay, sole is nothing but the bottom face of the stock. Next, iron cutter or blade. So it is made of tool steel. So iron cutter or blade is made of tool steel, so which is fitted into a body and ground to a suitable cutting angle. Okay, so this cutter is grounded to a suitable angle. Okay, to remove the excess material from the workpiece. So next one is wedge. Okay, so it is made up of wood. So a wedge is made up of wood. So depth of cutting edge can be adjusted by wedge. Okay, we can adjust the uh, depth of cut. So with the help of this wedge for the iron cutter or blade. Next one is handle and knob. So handle and knob are made of wood and used for holding. Okay, so with the help of uh, right hand, we can hold the handle. So with the help of left hand, so we can hold the knob so that easily we can perform the planing operation. Okay, by moving to and fro, front and back, or right and left. So we can see the specifications of the planes. So how we are specifying the planes are these. So based on the length of sole, that is bottom face of the plane. So that is length of the length of the sole is about 350 mm. Next width of blade 20 50 mm. That will be the width of the blade is about 50 mm. Okay. Next there are the types of planes. We have different types of planes. Okay. So we can see here. So first one is jack plane. So under jack plane again we have two types. So wooden jack plane and metal jack plane. Okay. Next second one trying plane. So under jack plane we have two types wooden jack plane, metal jack plane. Next second one is trying plane. Third smoothing plane. Okay. And other types of planes we can see rebate plane, fluff plane, rotor plane, spoke shave, special planes. Okay, so among them, first one is so in jack planes there will be we have two types, no? So that is from them we have first one is wooden jack plane. So we can see the diagram of a wooden jack plane. So this will be the face of the bottom of the stock or body. So that is sole. So this will be the mouth. Okay, mouth. Then this part is called body or stock. And you can see here this will be the knob. So which is located in the front of the plane. And this will be the handle. So back of the it is fixed at the back of the plane for holding purpose. And then there will be a wedge. So this part is called wedge. So it is a adjustable part. So to adjust the blade or iron cutter. Okay. And there will be a fixing screw. We can see few parts here. Right. So the body is made of wood. So for wooden jack planes, the body or stock is made up of wood. Next, blade or iron cutter fastened at 45 degrees to the so sole for this sole, the blade or iron cutter is fastened okay at an angle of 45 degrees. Okay. Next, so cap iron and the cutter are assembled. So this part is called the cap iron. You can see here. So this cap iron is assembled to the cutter. Say and inserted in a mouth. Okay, mouth of the stock or sole along with wedge. Okay, so cap iron and cutter are assembled together and inserted in a mouth of the sole along with the wedge at an angle of 45 degrees. Yeah, you can see the diagram, actual diagram. Okay, so in this we have iron cutter, wedge, and cap iron. Okay, and this part is called handle, wooden handle, and this will be the knob. Okay, and this part is called stock or body. This bottom surface, that is face of the stock, is called sole. Yeah. So wooden wedge holds a cutter. So this part is called wedge. It is made up of wooden. So wooden wedge holds the cutter in a position. So to place a cutter in a particular position, so with the help of this wooden edge, you can hold the iron cutter, okay, in a to a position. So cap iron gives reinforcement to the cutter. So what will the purpose of cap iron? So it is assembled to the, okay, which is assembled to the blade, that is which gives reinforcement to the cutter to avoid bending of the blade or iron cutter. Next, so blade or a cutter, iron cutter can be adjusted for deeper cuts. So here we can adjust the blade or iron cutter, okay, for to produce deeper cuts, okay, with the help of a set screw. Okay. Next, the length of the jack plane. Okay, we can see the length of the jack plane, that is about 350 mm to 425 mm. Next, width of the blade. We can see the blade here, iron cutter. The width of this blade is about 50 to 75 mm. And the next one is metal jack plane. This will be the second type of jack plane. Okay, we can see the diagram here. So somewhat look different. We can see the sole here. That is the bottom surface, face of the bottom. That is called sole. And this will be the handle, which is similar to the wooden jack plane. And this is also a knob. It is also similar to the wooden jack plane. So there is here also there will be a mouth. Okay, and there will be a part called cap, lever cap, cap iron, blade, lateral adjusting lever. So adjustable screw. Okay, right. So we can see here. So body is made up of gray cast iron. The body of this jack plane is made up of gray cast iron. Okay, that's why we can call it as a metal jack plane. So in previous case, the body of the jack plane is made with wooden. So that's why that plane is called wooden jack plane. So this jack plane is made with gray cast iron. So it is made up of a metal. So that's why we call it as a metal jack plane. Okay, next. Serves the same purpose as wooden jack plane. So whatever the wooden jack plane performs different operations, that is planing operation on the surface. So the same work will also done by the metal jack plane. Okay, so it serves the same purpose as that of the wooden jack plane. So which gives better surface finish, that is which gives better finish than the wooden jack plane. So this metal jack plane gives a better finish on the work surface than that of the wooden jack plane. So handle and knob are made of wood to that to hold the handle, two holes hold with the handle. So here we can see, so handle and the knob are made with wood as that of the wooden jack plane, same as that of the wooden jack plane. So what is the purpose of handle and knob is to hold the jack, so with the help of hands. You can see here. So cutter, cap iron, lever cap. See here, cutter, cap iron, lever cap, and set screw are the other parts. You can see here, lever cap, cap iron. So this will be the set screw. Okay, and this will be the cutter blade is also called as a iron cutter. Okay, right. So depth of cut adjusted with the set screw. So with the adjust with the help of this adjustable screw, so we can adjust the depth depth of cut. Okay, next lever cap. Okay, so lever is used for lateral adjustment of the blade. Okay, so we can adjust the lever. So this lever is used for lateral adjustment of the blade. Okay, we can see here metal jack plane back, actual metal jack plane. Okay, so here it is the knob and the handle are black color. So these are coated. Okay, so these are made with, in some cases it is made with plastic. So for some jobs it is made with wood. So next one is trying plane. That is second one. Same planes. This is the second type of plane. Trying plane. Okay, you can see the diagram of a trying plane. So it's almost similar to the wooden plane on wooden jack plane. You can see. So sole, mouth, escapement. Okay, so what is why this is called escapement? So from this area, from this space, the excess metal will escape from this point, from this space. Okay, and this will be the wedge. Okay, and there will be a block. And this is a handle. Okay, next. So trying plane nothing but a longer wooden jack plane. Okay, so this trying plane is nothing but a longer wooden jack plane. The length of the body or the length of the stalk is larger than the normal wooden jack plane. Okay, and it is used for surface, and trying planes are used on surface after the wooden jack plane. Okay, so when we are using this type of trying planes means after doing a job or after performing a job with the help of wooden jack plane. Okay, so we can prefer for the trying plane to smoothen the surface of the workpiece to make the true flat surface. Okay, next the length of the stalk varies from, okay, this part. This will be the stalk or body. The length of stalk or the length of the body varies from 500 mm to 760 mm. So this will be the range, okay, range of the body of the trying plane. Next, width of the iron cutter or blade, that is 600 mm. Okay, next smoothing plane. So you can see the diagram here. So this will be the diagram of a smoothing plane. Okay, right. So it is similar to jack plane. Okay, it is also similar to the jack plane. The size is smaller. Okay, smaller in size. So smoothing plate is in smaller in size. Okay, so there is no handle, straight cutting edge. So in smoothing plane there will be only straight cut. We can perform straight cutting edge. Okay, so it is used for finishing and smoothing the surface already planed by jack plane or drying plane. So where we are referring, why we are using the smoothing plane means, so it is used for finishing and smoothing the surface of the workpiece, which is already planed by the either jack plane or by trying planes. Okay. Next, the length varies from 200 to 300 mm. Next, width of the blade, that is 70 mm. Okay, so next one is special planes. You can see here special planes. So compass plane or circular plane. Okay, bullnose rebate plane, block plane, molding plane. These are the special planes. Okay, so next one is rebate plane. You can see the diagram here. Rebate plane. Okay, right. So the size of the rebate plane is smaller, smaller in size. Okay, and it is used to cut the recess along the edge of the workpiece. Okay, you can see here. So rebate plane is used to cut the recess along the edge of the workpiece. So recesses are called rebates. So these recesses are called rebates. Okay. Next, length of the stalk, that is body of the length of the body or body length, that is about 200 mm. So width of the blade is about 12 to 50 mm. 12 to 50 mm. So next one is pluff planes. So we can see here. So this is a diagram of a pluff plane. So this is a diagram of a pluff plane. Yeah. So this pluff plane is used for deep grooves, for making deep grooves of standard sizes. Okay. So with the help of this pluff plane, so we can produce or we can make deep grooves of standard sizes. Okay. Next. So depth gauge is fixed on the body operated by thumb screw. Okay. So we have to place the depth gauge on the body. Okay, so on the body of this plug plate we have to fix the depth gauge. Okay, which is operated by the thumb screw. Okay, which is you can see here. So this will be the thumb screw. So this thumb screw operates the depth gauge. Next, cutters are interchangeable. Okay, so we can see the cutter, we can see the cutters here. This will be the wedge, this will be the cutter. Okay, these cutters are interchangeable. The width of the cutter is about 3 mm to 15 mm in steps of 2 mm. Okay, we can see. The width of the cutter is about 3 mm to the 15 mm in steps of 2 mm. Okay, so next one is router plane. You can see here. So this will be the diagram of a router plane. Okay, and these type of planes are used for finishing the grooves. Okay, to constant depth, which are made of chisel and saw. So what are the grooves are produced with the help of chisels and saw? So those grooves are finished with the help of this rotor planes. Okay, next spoke shave. You can see the diagram here. Spoke shave. You can see the part of blade and cap iron, and also two set screws or adjustable screws. Next, so these spoke shaves are used for finishing and smoothing the curved surfaces. Okay, made by the blow saw. So what are the curved surfaces are produced by the bow saw? So those surfaces, curved surfaces are smoothened and make surface finish. Okay, so with the help of this spoke shave. Okay, the blade and the cap iron held by a screw, that is set screw. Okay, so cap iron and the blade are held by a screw. So depth of cut adjusted by two nulled nuts. Okay, so depth of cut on the workpiece is adjusted by the two nulled nuts. Okay, next two handles for holding. For this type of spoke shape planes, so we have two handles for holding. Okay, next you can see a compass plane. This is a special planes. So this is comes under a special type of planes. Compass plane. You can see the different parts here. This will be the handle. So the frame of the plane. Handle, frame, locking screw. Okay, locking screw and a cutting iron, that is the blade. So back iron, so this will be the handle. Okay, so cutting iron adjustment screw, so to adjust the cutting iron, so we can, there will be a adjustable screw here. Okay, and the next one is flexible spring steel sole. Flexible spring steel sole, that is the bottom of the face of the bottom of the plane. And there will be a card called sole adjustment screw. Yeah, you can see here. So compass plane or a circular plane, called also circular plane. So planing shallow curves. So we can, okay, planing shallow curves. So stock may be wood or metal. The stock of this plane is made with either wood or by metal. Okay, and a flexible sole adjusted for concave or convex contours. Okay, we can, there is a flexible sole adjustment screw here. So with the help of this sole adjustment screw, we can adjust the sole. Okay, for concave or convex contours. Okay, next one is bull nose plane. This is a diagram of a bull nose plane. This also comes under special type of planes. Right, it is used for cleaning up rivets and chamfers. Okay, so it is used for cleaning purpose, for cleaning up rivets and, that is, recess material. Okay, rivets and chamfers. The next one is block plane. This is the diagram of a block plane. Yeah, so this special type of block plane is used for finishing meters and small chamfers. So wherever the meters and the chamfers are there, so there we have to make finishing operation. So with the help of block planes, we can perform the finishing of the meters and the chamfers, small chamfers. So there will be another special plate that is called molding plane. You can see here, molding plane. And this type of molding planes are used for various shaped edges of molds. Okay, it is for various shaped edges of molds. So cutter is made of different shapes. Okay, this cut in this, the cutter is made in different shapes. Okay, so a molding plane can produce a half round edge, okay, of mold. So with the help of this molding plane, we can produce a half round edge of a mold. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about some tools used in carpentry. Okay. So those tools are called boring tools. So what are boring tools? What are different types of boring tools? So how we are specifying the boring tools and uses of the boring tools. Okay, so we can see the boring tools here. So these are used for making holes in wood. That is, so enlarging of a existing hole in a wood. Okay, so these are the types of boring tools. So Bradle, gimlet, brace, auger, bits, drills. Okay, once again you will see here different types of boring tools: bradle, gimlet, brace, auger, bits, and drills. Okay, so this will be the diagram of a bradle. It looks like a what? Screwdriver. It looks like a screwdriver. Okay, right. So this bradle is used for boring small holes in softwood. So within the softwood, if we want to produce the small holes, with the help of this bradle, so we can produce the small holes on the soft wood to introduce screws and nails. Okay, to introduce screws and nails. Next, so bradle has a chisel-like point. So you can see the point here. This is a chisel-like point. This will be the chisel-like point. So next one is hand operated. So this will be the handle, which is operated by hand. Okay, you can see the gimlet. So this is a diagram of a gimlet. Okay, so it is used for making small holes for screws. Okay, this is used for making small holes for screws. Okay, next it is operated by hand. It is a hand operated. So it has a spiral flutes with like point. So we can see here. So these are the spirals, spiral flutes. Okay, with a like point. There will be a point here. Okay, so next one is brace. So brace is used for making holes on woodwork pieces. So it holds and rotates various bits for making holes. Okay, this brace is a holder and rotates the so which holds the bits and rotates the bits for making holes. So it commonly used braces are rivet brace, wheel brace. Okay, so we can see the diagram of a ratchet brace. So there is a head, crank, okay, handle, cam ring, ratchet, chuck, and jaws. Okay, right. So this ratchet brace is used for making large holes. So with the help of this boring tool, that is ratchet brace, so we can produce large holes. So handle is fitted with bearings on crank. This handle is made with brace and crank. Okay, it is used for making large holes. So handle is fitted with bearings on crank. This will be the crank. Okay. So for this crank, we have to fix the handle. You can see here. So this handle is fitted with some bearings. Okay. Next, the bottom of the crank. You can see here. The bottom of the crank, the chuck is provided. This will be the chuck. Okay, so but the bottom of the crank, a chuck is provided. Okay, so the chuck has jaws. These are the jaws which holds the drill bits or bits. So ratchet is positioned above the chuck. So this will be the ratchet. So which is positioned above the chuck. Okay. Next. So this ratchet helps to rotate the bits. So bits are drills in one direction. So what is the purpose of this ratchet means? So which helps to rotate the bits or drills in one direction. So it can be used in confined space. Okay, this is specified by diameter of swap. So you can see the diagram here, ratchet brace. Ratchet brace. Okay, so in next class we will continue.